Hello and welcome back to my channel. Sometimes we talk about cosplay, sometimes we tell spooky stories, and sometimes we get into some skeptical atheist witchery. And today is going to be one of those days. Okay, if you've been spending as much time on the internet as I have, then you may have seen a lot of takedowns for multi-level marketing businesses. They've been laid bare and exposed for some of their shady business practices, and we're not going to get into that in this video. There's 1,000 videos already, probably more, on YouTube covering that, so feel free to get out there and take a look. But I found it interesting that while this was going on, we were also taking a very close look at some of the products of these multi-level marketing businesses, and some of them sell essential oils. This was sort of a new fad that came onto the scene, and it started to permeate into witchery. It started to become something that you would see on crunchy mom blogs. It was a homeopathy thing and just sort of this alternative medicine kick. So what is an essential oil? It sounds like something that's wonderful, something that's natural, something that comes purely from nature, and it sounds like something that's really powerful for good health. However, that marketing is used to sell more essential oil and isn't always rooted in what is the truth. So firstly, are essential oils natural? Like, I think that term is very abused and used. So what makes something natural? There's no definition that's regulated by the government, really. So it really means whatever we say it means. Essential oil companies will often say that because the oils come from nature, they're safer than medicine. And they're safer than like cleaning chemical products that you can buy in the store. But really, when you look at an essential oil that's been like it's something that began in nature, like a rose, and then you take like 40 to 50 roses and consolidate the essence down into one drop of oil. Like, that's not something that happens naturally. That's something that happens in a lab. And where do you think chemicals come from? Chemicals come from nature. So these do contain all kinds of chemicals. And because it's not medicine and it's not really regulated like medicine, we don't always know what's in them. So today I'm going to use lemon as an example. Lemon is something that in witchery often is associated with freshness, with cleanliness, with cleansing, with purity, with vibrance, maybe wakes you up. So these are all great reasons to use lemon in a spell. You might think it's a good idea to use lemon essential oil in that spell, especially if a friend has sold you some lemon essential oil. Where does lemon essential oil come from? So you take the rind from dozens of lemons and you reduce that down into one drop of oil. Like, I've never been doing a spell where I was like, you know what this spell calls for? Dozens and dozens of lemons. Like, no, one lemon in your spell is fine. So if you have a spell that calls for citrus, then go and get one lemon. You can use a zester for lemon zest. You can use the flesh of the lemon for spells. You can use the whole lemon for cleaning spells if you cut the lemon in half and use salt as an abrasive if you want to really get in and do a cleaning spell, which aka is cleaning. It's really nice, but a lemon is wonderful and it smells fresh. Now, it's hard to keep fresh produce on hand. Oftentimes we let it go bad or we can't get to the store when we need a lemon. And so I always have in my refrigerator a plastic lemon full of lemon juice, and there is nothing wrong with that. A lot of times in these, it's pure lemon juice. Like, that's it, just lemon. So it's just the same thing as this, squeezed. It's just in a container. Sometimes they do put sulfites in here to keep it from turning brown, because citrus will often turn brown as it sits. It doesn't make it bad, it just makes it less appetizing. Sulfites are something that occur naturally in your body and in many foods, and it's a trace amount of sulfites. If you consume a lot of sulfites, that's going to, it can cause headaches and illnesses and things like that. But we're talking about like minute trace amounts of sulfite, which your body can definitely handle and filter out, like no problem. So there's plenty of cleaning spells that use lemon, but what about a spell where you must consume lemon? In this case, never ever use essential oils. Essential oils should never be consumed. They connect with the membranes and tissues. They can really hurt your esophagus and your stomach lining. So never ever consume lemon essential oil. But you can definitely use lemon juice from a fresh lemon or this kind of lemon. If you're baking, sometimes lemon juice doesn't hold up in a cake, and so you can get lemon extract. That's not the same thing as a lemon essential oil. A lemon extract is far less potent, and so it's totally safe to consume, and it holds up better if you're making like muffins or cake. I use this in frosting a lot. What about if you are doing a spell where you need to apply lemon to your skin? That's another good one. So you can go find lots of beauty products that do contain lemon scent. In this case, it's the scent that's probably the most important thing. And then you know that this will be probably safe for your skin. Usually beauty companies aren't allowed to sell things that'll give you a rash. However, if you do mix essential oil with lotion and apply that to your skin, you could potentially give yourself a kind of chemical burn because it does adhere to that membrane, and it's not good. Let's say that I'm going to make some lemon in my tea. Now, I don't want to put lemon in my tea if I have a delicate or sore throat. But if I'm healthy and I'm feeling good, then I can put some lemon in my tea to just give myself that little bit of awake zest. So what you can do is you can put lemon juice directly into the tea, or you can use a lemon zest. You can add that to the tea. If you have a loose leaf tea, you can put that zest right into the loose leaf tea, and then place the loose leaf tea into your reusable tea bag and steep in hot water. And it's lovely. It will taste just lovely. I don't consume essential oils, but I just don't know how they could taste good. I'm sure they must taste awful, but zest from a lemon in your tea, it tastes just lovely. Let's say you want to do an aromatherapy. Some people will use essential oils in diffusers, which will heat them up and create a oily fog in your room. And the two problems with that is that inhaling essential oil is not a great idea because you have very sensitive membranes in your sinuses that shouldn't come into contact with oil. But even if you're just, doing a regular diffusion where your sinuses are not coming into contact with that essential oil, it still will leave an oily residue in the area around the diffuser, and that's gonna make you have to clean it up. And it is, I've been told that it is really very difficult to clean that oily residue off of walls and tables, wherever it ends up. Because when it goes up into the air, it has to come back down again, and it ends up kind of making a mess. So a good alternative that I found is find a non-scented candle, allow it to melt down until you have at least about a quarter of an inch of liquid wax. Blow out the candle, and then zest a lemon. Add the lemon zest to the wax. Try to keep it away from the wick, because when the lemon zest burns, it just smells like burning rind, it's okay. It's just not what we're going for. But if you put that lemon zest around in the wax, as the wax heats back up again, it will release those natural oils from the lemon. Just not such concentrated oils that's going to leave a residue around in your house. These are some witchy alternatives to using essential oils. The two reasons that I'm not going to use essential oils in my home is because they can be dangerous if you're not using them correctly. Also, they can make a mess. And because a lot of the places where you'll get essential oils are supporting multi-level marketing companies, and I don't want to give any money to that sort of shady business practice. And honestly, I was gonna buy an essential oil for this video, and so I went to the store just to get a knockoff one. It was $9 for a little vial this big, and I thought, oh no, I'm not spending $9 for a prop for this video, and then I'll probably never use it. So if you just use real lemons, lemon juice, lemon flavorings, then you're going to save yourself a lot of money. Now, I don't want to be catty to anybody that does use essential oils in their practice. I'm sure that you have researched what you're doing. I'm sure you are very careful and thoughtful when you are using your essential oils. This video is just for other people on the internet who maybe don't have any experience with essential oils and might just go see them in the store and pick them up and think that they can use them just like juices or flavorings. And then they're going to get, sick and have to go to the hospital, or they might have to call poison control. I have seen on the internet where people have been going to the emergency room calling poison control because they have ingested essential oils, which is terrifying to me. So here, these are some much safer, less expensive alternatives for your witchery. It's a warm and lovely autumn day. I'm still waiting for it to get cooler and spookier. I'm working on some spooky video for next week. I'm going to be collaborating with a very, very spooky YouTuber, and so we'll have to see what we come up with. All right, but until then, we'll see you. Bye-bye.